This tank is the AMX 5120. This is a French Tier 9 heavy tank, and the map is Redshire. This tank is also an autoloader. I am going to get 4,400 damage in this game. I'm going to show you a sniping position. The sniping position is good if you have a derp gun, a gun that does high damage, or a gun that is an autoloader. This is a 4-shot autoloader. So what I'm doing is I'm advancing to these bushes over here. You really got to be very careful. It's very risky to fire from this position. But look at what's going to happen. So I've already got 1,157 damage with my first 3 shots. And I've got some spotting damage on an M41 Bulldog. And the last one did not penetrate. But as you can see, this is a good position. If you have an autoloader, I can sit here and reload without being spotted. It does depend on where the enemy scouts are and whether or not they take up a position in the G5 area. And I've done this with many tanks. Ideally, you want to have a reasonably fast tank. You don't want to be too slow. You don't have to be ultra fast. You can see I'm not being spotted. So I believe I may have taken out his full hit points, which is approximately 1,200 hit points. I'm up to 2657 damage right now. Actually, I'm more like 1,500 hit points. There's probably going to be no more heavy tanks advancing across that gap, so I'm going to move on to a new position. But this is getting outside of the scope of the sniping position, so let's move on to another video. This tank is the AMX 5120. This is a French Tier 9 heavy tank, and the map is Airfield. I'm going to show you a sniping position. Certain sniping positions, this is more like an ambush position. Because this tank is an autoloader, it fires very rapidly. You can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. It's ideal for ambushing the enemy. It also works well with a derp gun that does a lot of damage per shot and might have a long reload. So what I do is I move over here. You got to be careful where you go. There's, you're going to spot the enemy, but there's 2 dangers that you have to be aware of from this position. You can see the tank in front of me, the T-44, might also be looking at the same position. Well, he's not firing, so I would say he doesn't know about it. Oh, somebody did fire a shot. Maybe it was him. So I've already done 1,100 damage, 3 shots from this position. Okay, now the question is, what are the dangers here? There's 2 dangers. One of them is going to be tanks where that IS is. If you're in the wrong position in this space, you can get hit by where that IS is. If he moves to a certain position and you happen to be in the wrong location, you can get hit. The second danger is you see that there's an LTG. There could be a tank right in front of you. Basically right in the center of the screen on the opposite side of the hill, who can take shots at you if you're not paying attention. Obviously, you can get sniped from a distance, but those are the 2 things you really got to worry about because they'll not only shoot at you, but they will also spot you. Obviously, other tanks can shoot at you from within the game, but the idea is to not be spotted. What you're going to see in this video, this is the AMX 5120. This is a French Tier 9 heavy tank. The map is Glacier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head straight to the middle of the map where the lowest part in the hill is, and I'm going to ambush an enemy tank. I'm going to spot the enemy tanks as quickly as possible at the beginning of the game. I'm going to use an autoloader, and I'm going to hit him as hard as I can. I'm going to remove 95% of his hit points. And it works almost every game. And it's as simple as this. So I hit him for 1,500 damage. This tank is the AMX 5120. This is a French Tier 9 heavy tank. The map is Redshire. This tank is also an autoloader. I am going to get 4,400 damage in this game, but more importantly, we're going to see a nice sniping position that you can use in this game. And this sniping position is really good if you are an autoloader, or if you have a fast-firing gun, or if you have a derp gun that's well aimed. So there's many ways to approach this position. Nice, he's out of the game. You want those tanks to be taken out because they're going to be a problem. They pose a threat to you. But basically what you want to do is spot those tanks that are crossing across that gap. Ouch, an unspotted tank was able to hit me. But I got him back. It was pretty much an even trade. One of the things that I'm working on is I'm trying to find a safer way to play this position. Okay, so I got hits on 2 of those tanks. There was the tank that I hit, the M41 Bulldog, at the beginning of the game, who wasn't crossing over. So I got 2 out of 3 shots for around 700 damage. So the new position that I'm trying is basically a little bit over there where this other tank is. Allows me to be further away from the hill over there, less likely to be spotted, but you have less of a gap to shoot through when you're trying to shoot at enemy targets. He was too slow to go to the fighting position, so he was taken out of the game. Okay, so I got 2,600 damage and 575 spotting damage so far. There's probably going to be no more tanks to cross over in that position, so let's move on to the next video.